On this episode, learn how he drives for kids fighting cancer. What's up, NEGU TV? It's Eric Reese. Welcome to episode 63. We are so excited that you are with us because, as I told you last month, this month is all about NASCAR, and we are excited to welcome the one and only Corey LaJoie to NEGU TV. Corey, welcome.
Man, it's glad to be here right here in California. I drove through the traffic when I was out here in LA to come find you guys to talk for a couple minutes.
No, we're so excited. So you've been able to take a little tour around the Joy Factory.
Yeah.
What's your first impression?
Well, surprisingly enough, there's no elves that are boxing up the jars, sending them out, as many as you guys make here, but there's a lot of good stuff to be had, and you can see the impact. You can feel the impact you guys are doing just by the boxes stacking up and all the jars, and there's only a small crew of guys firing these things off.
Yeah, no, we're so grateful that we get to continue to spread joy to kids fighting cancer. And obviously the whole reason that we are teaming up with Corey Inspire Motorsports is because of a gracious donor that put forth the funds that we could do this. So if you're wondering, Eric, if I donate $25 for a Joy jar, is that going to go to supporting this? No, that's all taken care of. So rest assured that your donations will continue to go to kids fighting cancer. So please keep those donations coming in. But this episode is all about NASCAR. So Corey, I have learned that people post certain things on Instagram and social media and stuff, and I always like to look at people's bios.
Okay, uh-oh.
Okay?
Okay, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to read your bio on Instagram, and there I just want to unpack this because NEGU Nation, this is our chance to get to know this wonderful man. This is the only goal is for you to know the heart behind this guy and why he is choosing to race for kids fighting cancer. So when I went on his Instagram page and looked at his bio, I thought it was a great backdrop for a conversation. All right?
Hit me.
All right, so here we go. Just a God-fearing guy who is Kelly's husband, Levi and Jensen's dad, and drives around in circles for a day job.
That's pretty much me.
Okay, so that's accurate. So nobody made this up for you. This is you.
No, bad grammar and all. That's
hey, I'm all for bad grammar. Yeah. Believe me, people correct me all the time. Okay, so based off of that, how does faith play a part in your life?
It's been the foundation for pretty much my whole life. I was raised Catholic, now non-denominational, just a Christian.
Yeah.
And you know, it kind of gives you the rock of what you want to try to build your life on, try to impact people, and use the platform of now being a Cup Series driver. You have a lot of impact on a lot of people and the opportunities that have been afforded to me. We continue to leverage, and we do a lot of great stuff with Samaritan's Feet. We provided a bunch of shoes there.
So great.
Raised a lot of money for the YMCA, and now I'm excited to be part of NEGU as well.
Oh, we're obviously super excited that you're part of us too. So second question, it says, who is Kelly's husband and Levi and Jensen's dad?
Yeah.
Tell us about your family.
Yes, Kelly and I got married 12/31/2018. So we're going
Congratulations.
on 4 years. Thanks. Yep. And Levi's going to turn 3 in March, and then Jensen is 9 months. So we're in the trenches right now. We got 2 in diapers. We are rifling through some diapers and going through some learning leaps and all that. So it's been tough. It's been a tough season, and I am a bit ready to get back on the weekends to travel. I'm ready to take a couple of days. We've got a lot of great help with whether it's babysitters or my parents. They live right down the road, so we've been utilizing those guys a lot. But it's definitely a different deal when you bring some kids into the mix. They definitely change it up.
So, how was Christmas with Levi? I'm sure he was a little more excited than he was a year ago, and trying to figure out presents and all that.
I think we just missed the window of him kind of getting it.
Okay.
It was good. We didn't have to do the whole Santa Claus and Elf on the Shelf and all the stuff. But next year we're going to be in for it.
Oh, he's going to be tearing at it
for sure. But he just woke up and I think he was wondering like why are where are all these presents coming from? What are these for? But we try to really do a good job with him and explain to him what the meaning of Christmas is. It's not just a day where you get to open a bunch of presents and eat a bunch of food, right?
Yeah.
It's because the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is on that day, and then everything else that comes along with it is just an extra. But really trying to hammer home why we celebrate Christmas is important for Levi, but also eventually Jensen when he can start like understanding what's going on.
So obviously you drive in circles for a career.
That is accurate as well.
But behind every man is a greater wife. Kelly is taking care of your kids. You're on the road. I mean, I think about it like February, this month, is you started out, and it's not going to stop until November.
Yeah, one off week.
One off week?
Yeah, we got in a habit, unfortunately, of not traveling, not making the priorities to where they come to the racetrack with us, and it was cumbersome to get the motor home to the racetrack and travel with two boys. So we're going to make it a priority this year rather. She didn't make the trip here out to LA, but next week we'll go to Daytona and some other. She's going to travel a lot more. But it really, some of my favorite memories growing up were with my dad going to the racetrack and the motor homes and seeing different sites. So hopefully we can start creating those memories with my boys. But yeah, she keeps the house together. Metaphorically and physically, which is stuff scattered everywhere. And when I get home, it's probably a whirlwind of tornado stuff as well thrown everywhere. And she allows me to go chase my dreams.
Oh, wow. Shout out to Kelly. Kelly, if you're watching, we love you. Thank you so much for all you do. So speaking of, like you were talking about you growing up with your dad and stuff. So how did you get into NASCAR driving? Because it said in your bio, you drive in circles, which obviously says I race for NASCAR.
Yeah.
But where did that start?
So my grandfather did it to start. So my grandfather, Don, is in the New England Auto Racing Hall of Fame.
Wow.
As well as my dad is. My dad started racing when he was 16, 17, moved south to North Carolina to pursue a career in NASCAR, and won 2 what's now Xfinity Series championships. That used to be Busch Series. So naturally, when I was 3 years old, he stuck a helmet on me in a go-kart and started going, but didn't really start racing serious like traveling all around until we were probably 12. And then I grew up racing against guys like Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney and Bubba Wallace and Joey Logano and all these guys that I race against now on Sundays. We were racing when we were 10 to 12 years old.
Wow.
And we all kind of grew up and banging doors, winning races, and I got caught some breaks, got lucky. The donors that actually perpetuated this whole partnership with NEGU and Inspire Motorsports myself were the ones that got me back. What my driving career kind of fizzled out, and we weren't able to find any partners, and I didn't have a lot of driving opportunities, and they followed me on social media, and they said, we just want to help you get back into race cars. So that gave me some funding of their company, and that got the snowball back rolling. That was what would that have been, 16? So 2016, it'd be 7 years ago, 7 years ago, and continue to get a little lucky and get some breaks, and starting my 7th year in the Cup Series, which is pretty bizarre.
And now we're at it. We're ready to go.
Yeah, we're just getting warmed up. Yeah.
As I was talking to somebody that you know very well, Leanne, she's like, your phrase is full throttle.
Yeah,
It's all full throttle.
Yeah, I mean that's what I live my life. Sometimes it's a little bit too much full throttle. Sometimes it's okay to lift occasionally, but that's no fun.
Yeah,
it's no fun to lift.
So here we are. We're in the Joy Factory, getting ready to start the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series Championships, and because of this amazing family that wishes to remain anonymous. Provided the opportunity for you and your team to consider racing for kids fighting cancer.
Yeah.
What did that do to you when you heard about that opportunity?
Well, I wasn't super familiar with what NEGU or how much hope they provide.
Sure.
And once you dig into what you guys do and how many kids you impact a year, it's like, oh, absolutely. I mean, why wouldn't you want to try to mesh together the loyal fan base of NASCAR, the opportunity to go to different markets we go to 36 different venues, different tracks, but there's a pediatric cancer center pretty much in all the markets we're going to.
Yep.
So be able to put the fire suit on and just like we talked about as you gave me the tour, it's not just the Joy Jar the Joy Jar just initiates the relationship.
Yep.
Through the other channels you guys have built through here with NEGU, it's continue the relationship to always encourage kids to never ever give up.
Yep.
And if I can be a small piece of somebody's journey, of somebody's story to give somebody encouragement, man, sign me up. And I'm ready to rock.
Well, thank you. So speaking of that, our first race with you is coming up on February 26th in Fontana.
Yep, right down the road.
Right down the road.
It should be a 7-hour ride with traffic.
7-hour ride. And we're actually going to, so NEGU TV, only for unfortunately those in SoCal, but Corey is actually going to be back here at the Joy Factory on February 23rd with his car and the hauler as we unveil the car. So we'll put more information down below. Also down below is Corey's website. Also down below is Corey's social media, because you got to follow this guy. It's incredible. We need your support to get behind him as he is racing for kids fighting cancer, as we continue to spread joy to kids fighting cancer. And speaking of that, you are going to be able to, like even at this next first stop in Fontana, we're going to bring some courageous families out to meet you at the race.
Didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, they're going to come out to spend a couple hours at the race, get to see the race, but you'll get some time with them. But you also are going to be able to go into a children's hospital and deliver your customized. This is the only customized jar we've ever done. Wow. This is the first and ever Corey LaJoie Racing Joy Jar. And it's got a racing duck. It's going to have a racing car in it. It's got the stress ball that says Corey LaJoie Racing on it.
Yeah.
And it's got the flag in it. And you're going to go deliver these to kids in the hospital. What does that mean to you?
Well, I'm probably going to cry. That's probably what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know what to expect, because you get so tunnel visioned on trying to be competitive and trying to be good at your job and feeling the weight of the pressure of what you do for a living that's on national television, and then you lose sight of people that are actually fighting for their life, right? Mm-hmm. And when you walk around the hallways of a kid 4 or 5 years old, especially having a kid that young myself, man, I can assure you it's gonna not probably be pretty. I'm gonna be losing it, but. Then again, I think that also as much joy as potentially a Corey LaJoie box with a squishy tire and a rubber ducky can give them, it's going to give me as much encouragement to continue to fight for those guys, continue to lean into this relationship and partnership, and continue to build it, and also encourage everybody watching and listening, or everybody that tunes into my social media channels, to continue to give $25,
yep.
give a box, give
yep.
a jar, whatever it takes to give these kids more joy, more hope, to keep never ever giving up.
Right. No, absolutely. And yes, chances are you will cry.
I'm a crier. I'm a crier.
Hey, my tear ducts are tied to my bladder too, so it's all good. It all works out. Just so you know, like we always like to say around here, is like we don't cure cancer, we cure bad days. So when you walk into that room and see a little boy or a little girl, you're going to be a hero to them because somebody came to see them. And it's more about presence, that you showed up and you're willing to, sure, give them a joy jar and you can sit there and let them unpack it and talk to them about it. But the fact that you showed up when they're in the battle of their life means so much.
Yeah, and I'm excited to take the time, because also, we get so spoiled is probably a great way to put it. We fly in 3 hours before practice or whatever it is, the night before practice, and you get in the rental car and you drive to the hotel and you drive to the racetrack, and then you race, and then you leave, right? And you don't really make an impact in the community outside of the racetrack. So we've tried to lean into the community, but this is a great opportunity to pause or get in a bit earlier, whether it's a show car appearance out here and get to meet some families, or come in a day early and go to a cancer center and be impacted myself just as much as I'm impacting somebody else by giving them a Joy Jar. But it's going to be a good change of pace for me. It's going to be different because you come into town essentially ready for business, but it'll allow me to really put in perspective what's important in life.
Yeah, it's going to tap into your daddy's heart for sure. So NEGU Nation, is this so awesome? So Corey LaJoie is here at the Joy Factory. We're talking about this entire kickoff of the NEGU NASCAR. He's going to be racing for Kids Fighting Cancer all season long. Please tune in. First one is going to obviously be on February 26th at Auto Club Speedway in Fontana. There's all kinds of information below. But one thing that you need to also tune into is Corey's podcast, Stacking Pennies.
Yeah.
So Corey, where did that name come from?
So Stacking Pennies came from my rookie year. We were with the bottom of the barrel team. I came in, got an opportunity to drive a car, and it was the worst one. This is the Oakland A's of the Cup Garage, but. And you go from being a guy that won a lot of races, had a lot of attention, thought that I was going to be the next Dale Earnhardt.
Sure.
Come to find out that wasn't true.
You will be.
Working on it, but about 8 or 10 weeks into the season, man, I was so depressed and down, and just because I was over driving the car, and you'd crash or something would happen, and I was something that I've been chasing for 26 years of life. I got there and it was miserable, and I hated going to work. So I started meeting with a sports psychologist who now works for the Buffalo Bills. We had to figure out ways to be motivated outside of quantifying a success as a win. So we started doing these, just figuring out what are some things over the course of the weekend that you can do that might seem insignificant, but you can continue to stack up. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you walk over a penny and it seems insignificant because that came by a piece of gum now.
Right.
But if you stack up enough pennies, enough habits over the course of the weekend, whether it's not speed on pit road or restart retention or all these, just a positive attitude even was the only penny you can stack on a weekend if it was bad. So we continued to mold that train of thought and get a better understanding of that, and it just kind of became a hashtag, and fans seem to like it.
I love it.
And people can kind of relate,
Yeah, of course.
You're not winning, and you're not stacking Benjamins, you're not stacking dollars, you're not even stacking dimes a lot of times. You're legitimately like taking something so insignificant and putting it on top of each other, and you add a penny, and then you add some things, and next
keep going.
Next thing you know, some of those pennies, those penny of habits that you've formed over the last couple of years, they are noticeable when you have a good car and you can pass a couple guys on pit road because you're nailing your lights or whatever it is. So that's where Stacking Pennies came from. It wasn't a financial thing. It was legitimately just trying to do the small things right and continue to stack those on top of each other. And it kind of took a life of its own, and we named the podcast that. And
I love it. It's a life motto. We all can live by stacking pennies.
Everybody can stack some pennies.
Yeah, everybody can stack some pennies, and everybody can never, ever give up. So,
and then whenever you get to 2,500 pennies, you send them over and we get you a Joy Jar.
There we go. 2,500 pennies. Joy Jar. Let's do it. All right, so we're going to just end this little episode with what we call My Faves. All right?
Yeah.
So, favorite speedway?
Well, this weekend it'll be the LA Memorial Coliseum, and then next weekend it'll be Daytona.
No, but what's your, you had the...
It depends what kind of mood you're in, because you can also be driving a bad car. I've been driving a bad car at one of my favorite tracks and left hating it, right? And I've been driving a good car at some of my least favorite tracks and left loving it. But Martinsville is a fun one. It's a flat half mile. You beat and bang. Bristol's a lot of fun as well. But, I mean, really and truly, you get to drive a car at 200 miles an hour anywhere is pretty fun.
So is that how fast you go? Like 200 is like your average?
It depends on the track. It depends.
Yeah, no, but I mean minus this weekend.
Yeah, Daytona next weekend we'll average probably 194.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the fastest you've ever gone in a car?
About 2:14 in Michigan. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so again, under my faves,
Yep.
because you and I both have a thing in common that we like to play golf.
You might be considerably better at it.
No, it doesn't matter about that, but my favorite, what's your favorite club?
Pitching wedge.
Pitching wedge.
Yeah. I can't hit my driver at all.
I'm not a big driver guy either.
No. What's your favorite club?
7-iron.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the 7,
Yeah?
but I can hit the pitcher. I can hit.
You can rock the pitching wedge.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Favorite cookie?
Oh, Snickerdoodles are pretty good. But
Oh.
man, I can house a oatmeal raisin cookie like nobody's business.
I love that you said that because, like, my wife and I like oatmeal, and like, why do you put a raisin in it? And I'm like, no, you got to have a raisin in it.
Yeah, I mean it ruins it if you don't have raisins in it. I mean, and I don't even like raisins either, but I only like raisins in oatmeal raisin.
Yeah,
cookie.
exactly. NEGU Nation, I hope you've really enjoyed this episode. You can tell this guy is just down to earth. He loves racing. He's a dad. He wants to go out there and help kids fighting cancer. Never, ever give up. And he's going to do it this season. So please stay tuned. Down below is all the information about the schedule, where to find out about getting involved, and how to support Corey. Please go like him on social media. Subscribe this, share it with everybody you know, no matter if it's your dog walker or your mailman. Just get it out there because we are going loud and proud with NASCAR for kids fighting cancer. Corey, thank you again for being here. We're grateful for you. NEGU Nation, let's go!
Let's go.